This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Welcome everybody, this is another New City Kids piano tutorial. Today we are going to look at This Little Light of Mine. It's a famous gospel song. It's been played a million ways, but we're going to flip this one into a Cajun type of march piano style. But what's particular to this is it's swinging. It's ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. It's not ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, which would be the straight way to play something. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. It's da-ga-doo-da-doo-ga-dum, because that bass drum, boom, 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 has to kind of dominate what happens rhythmically. Okay, and one more thing, it's mid-tempo. I'm going to basically start out by giving you a rundown of the simplest rhythm that dominates it, and that is 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. Very different than 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a. It's bani da da di da di di da di da di di da di di da di da. Okay, so we're gonna swing this thing all the way through. Now, we're going to show you how these chords work. If I was going to play this, a really simple F7 chord. So how do I do that? F's in the bass, F in the pinky and the thumb, and then in the right hand, I'm going to play an E flat, an A natural, and a C. And I'm going to play this as if I was playing the bass drum notes. Bum, 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 bum. And that's basically what happens. Now, you can dress that up, and there's a bunch of different ways, but I'm just going to show you a couple now. So the first one is to take bum, 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 bum. The last two hits, we can add an extra hit. So bum, 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 bum. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and 4 and. Okay, so those three hits, and, 4, and, we can play different notes on the and, 4, and. I'm going to show you and, 4, and. So D, E flat, E natural. So left hand, bum, 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 1 and a 2 E and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and, right? And now the right hand is going to complement that. The chords for the right hand are going to be the first chord we learned, E flat, A, and C. And now we're going to go like this. So that's a D in the left hand, D's. And then in the right hand, we're going to have a D as well, an A flat, and a C. And we're going to climb. So watch what happens. That, and then the left hand's going to do the E flat, but the right hand's going to go D flat, G, C, so like this. And then up again to a D and a G sharp to an E flat and an A. So what makes it sound cool is chromatic motion. That means going up and down in a half step. So I'll do that one more time without the pinky so you can see what's going on. So. Cool? And now you add the pinky, it hides what's going on, which is a cool effect. Because we hear that constant. But what's going on is all the insides are moving. Okay, so we could play that all day. It doesn't have to go anywhere, but that's a good way to start an intro. And this is also known as a vamp. A vamp is when you take one little piece of the song and you put it on repeat. and usually somebody will be talking to an audience or setting up or introducing a soloist or something like that. It's called a vamp, okay? Let me give you the chord map for this. This is an 8-bar song, 8 bars, 8 measures. I use those terms interchangeably. A bar is 4 beats long, but because we're in a Cajun march, those 4 beats are going by slow. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, okay? So I'm gonna walk you through the chords as they go by, and I'm gonna try to give you as many little tips as possible. We'll start with the F7 chord. So the first chord, F7, F's in the bass, octaves to make it big and fat, and the right hand is gonna play an E flat, an A, and a C. And we're gonna play just like we did at the beginning. This little light of mine for 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so when we go from the F, the next chord is gonna be B flat. And how I like to do that is with a walk up, okay? So on the second bar, or I'll play the first bar, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it walk up. You see that? 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4 and 1. You see that? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That gets you to bar 3. Okay, so bar 3, we're gonna hang out there. This little light of mine, so B flat. And how we spell that is B flats, D, A flat, and C. Some people play this. You can play it F, A flat, B flat, and D. You'll see me do that, right? This little light of mine, and then I'm gonna let it shine. So we're in the 4th measure. This is an interesting measure because this one, just one measure, has 3 chords in it rather than just one like all the other ones. So this little light of mine, so it goes B flat, 2, then F over C, which is obviously C, and then F, A, C in the right hand, shine, and then I go to a C7. So left hand doesn't change, the right hand, the F goes to an E, the A goes to a B flat. So you get this chord, okay? That's called a C7. So this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. So 2 chords for shine. Okay, that gets you out of the first half. And now we'll move on to the next part. This is bar 5. This little light of mine. And now bar 6. Watch what happens. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it. Okay, don't be scared. It's an A7 chord with A's in the bass. E, G, A, C sharp. Okay, that's your A7 chord. I'm gonna let it shine, and that's D chord with F, A, and D, fad. So I'm gonna let it shine, D minor chord, okay? When we get to let it, we do something called a pre-cadence chord. It's a fancy term. It's just the chord that sets up the last phrase. That's all you need to remember. It's the setup chord. Let it, and this is your setup. It's D flats in the bass, right? Stick with the octaves because it's nice and fat and heavy. Good. And then the right hand is gonna play F, a G, B flat, and D flat. That's your setup chord. So I'm gonna let it shine, let it, okay? Let it, you hear the melody note? It's that F up there. Let it, and now we're gonna go to the very last phrase, shine, and that's an F over C, C's in the bass, F, A, C. Let it shine, and that's a C chord. So E, G, B flat, and C. Cool? C7. Let it shine, or a straight F. A straight F has no E flat in it. It's just F, A, C. So let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And then this is a setup for the top. The beginning chord is back to that C7 chord again, okay? Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Back to that C7, which is E, B flat. Cool? So all the way through now. Remember, keep it swinging at all costs. Make it swing and make it funky and have a good time, okay? So, this little light of mine, F7 shine, B flat to F, C, F, A7, D minor, B flat minor, the setup to C7 to the F, and this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it. D minor, set up, F over C, C7 to the F, to the C7, boom, to boom, to boom, to boom. And you know, if you played it down there, you can play it up here. It's the same notes. Cool. So you notice this in thing. What's going on in here? It's a bend. It's the blues bends. But that's just a hint for what's going to happen next video when we look at the blues scale, blues notes and chords, and how to expand your vocabulary for this. Okay? Thanks a lot.